So today we will see the another concept, that is a interrupting method. Okay, interrupting a thread method. Till now we saw the many methods, right? Of prevent thread execution method. Inside that we have three methods like sleep method, yield method, and the join method. Right. After that, inside this one, before that we saw the basic methods, naming methods, daemon thread method, and the priority methods. Right. And before that we had saw the two ways to create a thread, that is the runnable and the thread class. Okay, so today we will see the interrupting a thread methods. Why we are using this one? These three methods we have, and these three methods are very easy. Okay, so today we will see that why we are using the interrupt method. So interrupt method is used when we want to interrupt a thread. Okay, if we want to interrupt a thread, that time we will use the interrupt method. Okay, it is used to interrupt an executing thread. Suppose we are creating a program here. Suppose this is the thread we have created, that is test. Okay, class test extends thread. Then after that I have overridden the run method, and instead that suppose I am writing a for loop. Here write that int I equals to 0, then I less than equals to 5 I am writing, and simply I am writing here I plus plus. Okay, and inside that simply I am printing system dot out, and suppose I am printing here uh, we will try to print the name of the thread. So name of the thread, thread dot current thread dot get name. Okay, thread dot current thread dot get name. And another thing we will do, simply we will, what we will do here, sleep method we will apply. Okay, so how we will write sleep method? First we will do try to do like that. Okay. 1 minute. First we will do with without sleep method. Okay, and here what we need to say, do second step, new test. Here we have created a thread, right? And what is the name of this thread? No, no. What is the name of this thread? Thread 0, right? Thread 0. After that, object dot starts in thread. Now if I execute this one, what will be the output we will get? How many times you will get the output? 5 times or 6 times? 6 times, no? And after that, what will be the output we will get? Here thread dot current thread dot get name means we are getting the name. So which name we will get here? Thread 0, right? Thread 0 we will get how much time? That is the 6th time, right? If I run this one, okay, so 6 times we are getting the thread 0, right? Now this is the another thing. Okay, but now we want to interrupt the thread. So there we have a one thing. Okay, interrupt method will work only when the thread is sleep state, waiting state. Okay, if our thread is in the sleeping state or the waiting state, that time only it can interrupt our method. Okay, interrupt our thread. If we want to use this interrupt method, the thread will be in the sleeping state or the waiting state. So how we will sleep this sleep our thread? So simply we will write here thread dot sleep. Wait method we will see after that. Okay, so first we will write here thread dot sleep, and here simply we will write 1000. Okay, now it is, why it is giving the error? We have to handle that exception. So simply we write here try catch. Suppose I am writing this one here. We'll try to write outside of the problem. Can catch also I will try to write outside. Yes, that will print now. Like that we will write. Okay, we can write like that also, or this line also. No way. Okay, so this is the thing. So what we did here, simply we have write here the try and the catch block. Okay, and instead that we are write the for loop, because it will throw the exception, that is the thread dot sleep will be throw the exception. Which exception it will throw? That is the interrupted exception. That's why we are handle that with the help of try and catch. If I run this one now, so what will be the output we will get? What will be the after 1 second same output will get, but after every 1 second will get, right? If I run this one, see, 1 second, then after 1 second, 1 second, it will give the output, right? So why we are giving this one? That is the why we are getting this output like after 1 second, after 1 second. So from here our thread is started. So thread will be come here. It will see for loop. If our condition will be true, it will come inside, and if our condition will true, it will be sleep for the 1 second. It will be sleep for the 1 second. If 1 second will complete, then it will print the thread 0 on the console. After that again it will check the condition, increment and check the condition. If condition will true, then again it will sleep for the 1 second. If 1 second will complete, then again it will print the output. Like that it will work. No, simply now we will try to interrupt our thread. Okay, our thread is interrupted here. No, right? Now we will try to interrupt our thread. So how we will interrupt our thread? Simply we will use the interrupt method. Okay, simply what we will do? Simply we will use our interrupt method. So how we will use that? Simply we will come here and we will write here object dot interrupt. Okay, simply we will write here object dot interrupt. Now if I run this one, see what will be the output we will get. Run as and the Java application. See which output we are getting here. Java.lang.interrupt exception. Sleep interrupted at this one, this one. Okay, means we are writing here object.interrupt method. Why we are using this one? If we want to interrupt our thread, that time we will use the interrupt method. Okay, if we want to interrupt our thread, that time we will use the interrupt method. And when interrupt method will be applied, when our thread is in the sleeping state or the waiting state, that time only our interrupt method will be work. Now remember, now we will try to do that this thing. I am removing this one, that is the thread dot sleep. Okay, now we will try to run this one. Catch block also we have to remove, and the try blocks also. Okay, now if I run this one, can it will interrupt our thread? No or yes? No, no. If I run this one, see, simply we are getting the output. If our thread is in the if our thread is not in the sleep or the waiting state, that time this object dot interrupt method will not do anything. Okay, it is a useless. If you want to use this method, that is the object dot interrupt method, for that what we need to do, our thread will be in the sleeping or the waiting state. Now our thread is in the sleep state, so what it will do, it will completely interrupt our thread and we will not get our output also, right? Because it will come here object dot start and we are writing here object dot interrupt, so it will come here for loop, it will come. Okay, inside it will see thread dot sleep, so here it will throw the interrupted exception. Okay, where it will throw here on the 10th line, it will see the thread dot sleep method, so here it will throw the interrupted exception and it will terminate our program. Okay, and whatever we wrote inside the catch method, catch block, it will be executed. Okay, simply if I run this one again, so what will be the output we will get? What will be the output we will get? Yes. Interrupted exception we are getting here. See on which line? That is the 10th line. Okay, on 10th line we are getting the uh, 10th line we are getting the exception, right? If thread is not in sleeping or the waiting state, then calling an interrupt method is will perform the normal behavior. Means if our thread will be not in the sleeping or the waiting state, then it will perform only the normal behavior. If we are using the interrupt method also, it will not interrupt our thread. Okay, when we use the interrupt method, it throws an exception, that is the interrupted exception. That is easy. Okay, this is the interrupt method. After that we have another two method, that is the interrupted and the is interrupted. Both the methods are used to print the status if our whether our thread is interrupted or not. Okay, we have two methods, that is the is interrupted method. See, is interrupted method, and another method we have, that is the interrupted method. Okay, interrupted method is used to check whether a thread is interrupted or not. Okay, and another method we have, that is the is interrupted. Is interrupted method is used to check whether a thread is interrupted or not. Both the methods have the same thing. Okay, both the methods are printing the status. Okay, both the methods are printing the status if our thread is interrupted or not. Okay, then what is the difference between that? First we will try to execute that things. Okay, simply we will come here and here we will write system.out. Okay, system.out we will write here, and simply first method we will use thread dot, that is the static method or not. See, interrupted method is a static method, but is interrupted method is not a static method. We see interrupted method we can use with the help of class name. So which class we will use? That is the thread dot interrupted. But is interrupted we can use with the help of class name? No, no, because it is not a static method, right? Simply we will come here and we will write here thread dot current thread dot is interrupted. Okay, so what it will do, it will print only the status if our thread is interrupted or not. This time our thread is interrupted or not. See, we have a object dot interrupt method also, and inside that we have a thread dot sleep method also. Means our thread is in the sleep mode, sleep or the waiting state also, and we are performing object dot interrupt method also. Why we are using interrupt method? To interrupt a thread. So here our thread is interrupting or not? Thread is interrupted. Suppose if I run this one, so what output we will get? It is throwing, it is which value it will return? That is the Boolean value. See, both the methods are returning the Boolean. Boolean means true and false. Both the method means if our thread is interrupted, that time it will return true. If our thread is not interrupted, that time it will return false. Okay. So now, what output it will give? True. If I run this one, so true it is giving. Why? Because our thread is interrupted. Now if I remove this one means, suppose I remove this one means, now false we are getting, and our program is also now executing. Okay. Now suppose see object dot interrupt. Now if I run this one, so it will return true, and it is giving the exception. But our program is executing or not? Program is not executing here. Our program is terminating. Okay. After that, we will see the another method we have, that is the interrupted method. Interrupted, right? We can use with the help of class name also. If I write here thread dot interrupted, that is also fine. Okay. So now what we will do, simply we will try with this one. Okay. If I run this one now, so what the result it will give? True or false? Thread dot interrupted. True or false? False, no, because we have not used here the interrupt method, so our thread is not interrupted. If I run this one means false we are getting, and our program is executing. Okay. And now if I write here object dot interrupt, now our what will be the output? Now what will be? True. Okay. True we will get, and can our program will run or not? No. No, we'll try to run this one. True, and our program is executing. Means our thread is interrupted here, and now our program is also working. Why is happening like that? Means it is the difference between the two methods, that is the interrupted and the is interrupted. If we run the is interrupted methods, if our result is true, okay, that time if our result is true, it remain true only. Okay. Every time if I run that method 2 times, 3 times or 4 times, it will keep the result same. But if we run this method, that is the interrupted method, what it will do? Till now it is except means executing the program, that is the all the things it is executing. Why? Because it will come here in that, it will print thread dot interrupted if your thread is interrupted or not. So it will return true, and after that it will return the status from true to false. So what JVM will think? Our thread is not interrupted, and it will be print this all the things, whatever things we are wrote here, it will be print that things. Okay. Now we will see, I will explain you. If I run this one 2 times, okay, copy, and here I am pasting this one. Now if I run this one, see here what we are getting, that is the true. So here also we have to get the true, no, only. But if I run this one, see true and the false, what it is doing? If I run this one, so it is returned true first time, but after that it will change the status from the true to false. So JVM will things like our thread is not interrupted. Okay. And remember one thing, it will change the result from true to false only. It will not change from false to true. Okay. It will change from true to false only. If I run this one again, see now what will we get? That is true. Here true, then here false only. It will not change from false to true. Okay. See here true, false, false it we are getting. And suppose we have a false here only, means now everywhere we are getting only the false. Okay. This is the difference between the interrupted and is interrupted. Now we will try to perform the is interrupted method. Simply I am writing here is interrupted. Okay. And here we have thread current thread dot is interrupted. Okay. Simply you write like that. I will copy this one, and simply I will paste here also. Okay. Now what it will do? What will be the result we will get? Huh? It is interrupted or not interrupted? False we are getting, na? Okay. If I run this one, see. So false we are getting, and our program is executing. Now if I run this one here, object dot interrupt. Now true we will get. True we are getting. See, and every time we are getting the true. It is not changing the status from the true to false. But what interrupted method is doing? It will return the true first, but after that it will change the result from true to false, and here we will things like our program is not interrupted, and it will keep the program like that only. Okay, it will execute the program normally. Okay, that is the difference between the interrupted method and the is interrupted method. Interrupted methods clear the interrupted status from true to false if the thread is interrupted. Means it will change the status from true to false if our thread is interrupted. But is interrupted method does not clear the interrupted status. Okay, after methods will be change the result if we call two times. Okay, here if we call the interrupted methods two times, so what it will do? First time it will return true, but after that it will return false. But same thing, if we have a false means both the times it will return only the false. But if we have a is interrupted method means if we run two times also same result it will give the two times. Okay, so why we are using the interrupted and is interrupted method? What is the use? To print the status of our thread, is whether our thread is interrupted or not. And to interrupt a thread, which method we are using? If we want to interrupt a thread, which method we will use? Interrupted, no bro. Interrupt thread we will use, no? Interrupt method. See, here we have a interrupt method which can interrupt our thread, and we have another method that is interrupted and is interrupted. These both are used to print the status. First one is the interrupted method, and another one is the is interrupted. Interrupted method is first time it will print the result true, and after that it will change the result from true to false. Okay, but another method we have, that is the is interrupted. This method is also also having the uh, same use, like it will also print this used to print the status, but every time it will return the same result. It will not change the result from true to false. Okay, and remember these things, it will change the result from only true to false, not from false to true. Okay, and first method, that is the interrupted method, is a static method, and another method having which we have, that is the is interrupted method. It is not a static method. Okay, so this is all about the interrupt and the is interrupted and the interrupted method. So anyone have any doubt till here? In real life, in real time, where we are using this? Sometimes we want to interrupt a thread. Okay, sometimes is interrupted and is interrupted method we are using multiple times, but interrupt method means what we are doing. Sometimes means many threads we have that we want to interrupt. That time we are using the interrupt. Real time example. Real time example I also don't know. Okay, real life example I don't know. You can find now. This is assignment for today. Okay, so this is the thing for the today, guys. Okay, from tomorrow we will see the synchronization. What is meant by synchronization? This is the means very interesting concept. Like if our thread is executing at the same time, no, we don't know which thread will be work, where can the when our thread will be work, right? So that time we are using the synchronization. It will control the accessibility of the multiple thread. Okay, so tomorrow we will see the synchronization. Okay, and today's assignment is that you have to create a program on interrupted and the is interrupted. Okay.